Okay, hello everybody. How are you doing? Today I'm bringing you the review of Gurps, Dinosaurs, and other prehistoric creatures. Okay, I'm making these reviews here in English because I was requested to. I was making these reviews in my native language, that is Portuguese, but the people were complaining because they were not understanding. So from now on, I'm going to review these books in English, and I'm not quite perfect in English, but I think it should be fine. Okay, let's talk about Gurps Dinosaurs. As usual, Gurps has a very good foundation about the basis, about the fundamental lore of their books. A bunch of people, specialized people, they help to write the books, and in this case, it's not different. Here you have a foreword by Dr. Jack Horner, that he is from the American Society of Dinosaurs, stuff like that. So this book is really accurate in the dinosaur stuff. Okay, so let's go to the book. How can we use Gurps Dinosaurs in a campaign? Actually, as in all Gurps books, they always have an introductory section, and then a character section, and then a campaign chapter for helping the game masters to run their campaigns. And in this case, here is not different. But this book here has too much dinosaurs, too much, even from the point that you have so many options that you became getting lost. And actually, I run a campaign, one of the sessions, one of the plays were in the prehistoric era, but it was a time travel campaign, not a campaign specialized in dinosaurs. Because I think it's very difficult to have a campaign in all sessions, in all games, all the time in the prehistoric world. It doesn't have too much to explore, I mean, not much possibilities. Of course, we are talking about GURPS here. You always have possibilities, but in this case, it's a little bit harder than in another settings. So what you got in this book here? Actually, you have a very simple book. You have a very accurate chapter here explaining about the prehistoric eras and how was the life at that time. Okay, different from what we know. The life itself from human beings were not very proper in the most of the time in prehistoric era. The air was not breathable. You could not breathe. So it's a little bit tricky to run a campaign in such situations. What forces you to get the things together near one another? What I'm talking about is to take a little bit of every era and get together in a big, like, semi-realistic campaign for not ruining your experience. Okay, because the most part of these dinosaurs, they did not coexisted, and the life for human beings was impossible at the time. So it's a little weird to have a campaign in a world like this. You have nothing to interact. So what I suggest you, I'll give my suggestion in the end. Okay. For now, I'm going to present you the book. So you have a little description of each era and the dinosaurs that existed at the time. In this case here you have each dinosaur. Of course, all these dinosaurs here were fundamented, okay, were coherent, they were accurate because, as you saw in the beginning, it was supervised by a specialist. So you had the Triassic period, and all the dinosaurs you have at that time, and all the characteristics and traits they have: speed, dodge, strength, dexterity, intelligence, and all that stuff here. That's pretty amazing. But if you see all the book, you have like hundreds. It's like, wow, you can't even imagine to use all these dinosaurs together. It's, it's just too bureaucratic. So, as I will tell you in the future, in the end of this review, you have to use the most expressive, the most famous, to not get the game like, slow and bureaucratic. So let's get going. So the most part of the book is all the eras and how was the living at the time, or how was the life, and the dinosaurs existed there, okay, with fine details, with impressive details, like everything, like diet, like pretty much everything. It's like amazing. It's an amazing history book, anthropology book, anthropology or dinosauric, I don't know, but it's pretty accurate. There's a bunch of things that I learned a lot with this book. So you have pretty much everything in this part of the book. That happens to be the most part, like 80% of the book. It's like all these dinosaurs and how they lived, and how was the era that they lived, and all that stuff that related to the dinosaurs. Okay, as you can see here, the Cretaceous period, that's a bunch of dinosaurs. I mean, a lot. It doesn't need, in my opinion, all these dinosaurs. Really. I mean, seriously, too much dinosaurs. But it's a pretty decent book. Very detailed book. Okay, we are on the page 47, and all you have is everything about dinosaurs. What is what's interesting, because you have Gurps books, especially for the caveman, as to say, age, like the caveman period, how you run a caveman campaign. That's not the case in this book. This book is all about dinosaurs, and there's a little bit of caveman stuff here. So as you see, you have all the things related to the dinosaurs here. Everything. That's like Sasquatch and all the animals you have. Okay. So let's get going. Again, you have pretty much everything, but it's like all the book here. It's like this. Okay. Let me go a little bit ahead. So humans. Here you have these chapters talking about humans, how they developed intelligence, how they developed communication, and how was the society when the human being rise in this period. That was happened to be very, way far from the dinosaurs I presented in the beginning of the review. They really did not existed. They did not coexisted together, which is a little bit frustrating because that romantic idea that man and dinosaurs existed together, it's not real, it's not true. But it could be when you are playing Gurps, You can get the things next one another, near. to make the things more like playable, more ludic, as I can say. Here you have this chapter about humans and how you make humans and cavemen, and this is pretty much everything. And the last chapter about how you run your campaign, which is normal in Gurps books. The last chapters are about how you run the campaign and the characters. Here you have the what kind of characters you can make: herbalist, hunter, scout, leader. A pretty caveman characters, actually, very simple characters. Okay, some adventures and skills. The basic you have in a GURPS book. Okay, the equipment and prehistoric campaigns, as I told you, how you run a prehistoric campaign. And here you have some ideas, interesting ideas, like time travel, and even an alternate world that, what if the dinosaurs existed, they survived and lived together and evolved together with human beings. It's a pretty weird idea, but it's interesting too. Okay, or even a space campaign that your characters are from the future, another dimension, and then got in a world that has dinosaurs and stuff like that. The possibilities are infinite. Okay, and this is the basic of this book. This is like all I can tell you about this book. It's not a very popular book because the setting does not help you to run a campaign. My suggestions when you're using this book is like I did with my players. I was running a time travel campaign, and just in one campaign, in one play, in one session, in one day, they visited the dinosaurs. Okay, and they interacted with dinosaurs, with Tyrannosaurus Rex and the cavemen. I remember quite well they were helping a tribe to travel from one point to another, and they were hunted by a gigantic dinosaur. And then, just to be dramatic, they faced their extinctions in that famous episode of the meteor falling in the earth. Okay, the possibilities, as I told you, are infinite. But you can't be very realistic here. If you were to be very realistic, you are not able to run any campaign, because, as I told you, humans and dinosaurs, they did not coexisted. Okay, and it's pretty frustrating. So what I suggest you to do: take all good elements you find on all that areas that I presented to you, elaborate a story that you can use these elements and bring together to feel your players like the sensation to be in a prehistoric world. Okay, and being part of that. And you can even run a campaign like Jurassic Park if you are creative enough. As I told you, the possibilities are, up to you. So this was GURPS Dinosaurs. I think it's all for today, and I'll see you next time.